finishing up pouring of the oxygen tanks and drinks beverages. Very messy. That was all steel, there shouldn't have been in there. 4 ingots poured, and there's the last one. The crucible is now empty and glowing. Turn that off. Also, look at that. Pretty cool. So, this drossy material here, which is all basically contaminated aluminium. Quick video on that. This has got some various metals in it. I believe it's zinc and probably some small amount of lead, which is all stuck to the bottom of the crucible since it's very dense and heavy. This will be going in at some point again. Put that aside. And with some of this other material, it looks like it's, or feels like it's got some weight to it. Means there's some aluminium left inside. This stuff's all light and fluffy, and there's a bit of weight to that one. And that piece. There's no point chucking any good material. All this is discoloured, which means it's probably got some sort of contamination within it. Could be unmelted paint, or zinc and lead, maybe even bismuth. Anyway, drop in the last ingot. Wow, it's like pure industrial and screwed up by here, don't it? Ingot, last one. And there's the 5 that I poured. So it's just more of an update video, since the video that I just did, for some reason, cut off randomly. It didn't run out of memory or video time, so... Could be something to do with the weather though, it's very thundery looking. Could be some static going on. Birds are happy anyway, it's like fed them. Anyway, weather's picking up, so I'm going to begin packing up my stuff. I'll show how to do that also, which I've never shown. Disconnect this. Glowing. Release any material from that. Nothing left, it's just smoking out now. It's actually going quite thin towards the bottom. Very soon this is going to burn through. See them massive gaps on the side, dents and crenulations. I'd say there's only about half and a couple of millimeters maybe before that goes through. So I'm going to definitely have to change that soon. Let's have a look inside the crucible, inside the furnace itself, since that looks very cool. There we go. Try not to overheat my phone while doing this. Some glowing particles at the bottom there you can see, and the thermometer there towards the end. That's my crucible exploding. Need to put that back in, as it's a bit too cool out here for such a thing. And the concrete will probably explode if I leave it. This is going to be insanely hot, so I'm going to have to put that aside. Let it cool for a 20 on that brick. That'll be enough time. All this drossy material, which I still need to melt down someday. It's actually quite hot. Something to put that in. Close this up. It's extremely hot and it's going to take a while to cool down, and I'll probably have to put it out of the way, since if it rains it will destroy my furnace. It's going to be quite windy. Old e-waste extension cable. No point using a fully functioning brand new one. I always have access to things like that. Ow, it's like 1,000,000 degrees still. There's bits on it. It's actually probably not 1,000,000 degrees, otherwise my hand would have burned off. Actually only about 100, feels like boiling point. All this needs to go in the dross pit, which is over here. There's quite a bit in there at the moment. There's the dross pit. All this is viable, meltable materials. That big chunk of aluminium, some lead and antimony. There's all sorts of ashes in the bottom of here, which is various metal carbonates. This here is antimony and lead stuck in there from a bad pouring from a car battery. Got some rims here. These are actually ferrite rings. They're no good. They're not going to melt. They need to come out. Don't even know why they're in there. There's bits of steel in there here too, which are not going to be melting. Steel takes an enormous, that's copper. Rusty. Right there with the other rusty copper things. Right, quite a bit in there, as you can see. Lots of bad material, lots of good material. Add to it with the rest. It's basically clean up, I guess. Should be quite cool now. Yeah. It's all quite cool, this drossy material. There's a bit of weight to that, I think I'll keep that chunk. Keep any chunks of this dross with good amount of metal still in it. A lot of this is just ash, bits of label, mud, sand, carbon. As I said, a lot of it's good though and still contains metal, even in its carbonated form like this, or this burned form. The extension cable out my window. That's what happens when you live upstairs. You end up chucking things out the window. Inconvenient, but then I'm not going to be doing a metal pour of any considerable scale indoors, as it would just a single pouring going wrong and it's just going to melt straight through the floorboards, which are made of wood. And that'll set the building on fire, so it'd be a really bad idea. Pour metal indoors. Pack up all my tools. Various tools. Hacksaw, vital. Various tongs for picking stuff up. There should be another pair somewhere. There they are. Pliers, always useful. I use them for picking out the valves on the top of the gas tank rims. Lump hammers and normal hammer. That's actually a blacksmith hammer with a dome on the end for shaping stuff though. Not its intended use, it's not really. Didn't I drop something? Yeah. It's still smoking quite a bit. And it's extremely hot still. For a while it'll stay warm since this is actually powered by magnetic forces. So, induction. Heated by magnets. So that mould there is still quite warm. I'll have to leave that for a while and come back out when it's all done. Warm them up my ingots. They're all still incredibly hot. Of course they are. 5 ingots are still incredibly hot. I'm going to have to probably pour some water on them, unless nature does it for me. Anyway, that was part 2 of the messy dross cleanup and last of the ingot drops from the oxygen tanks. And there's the results. 5 nice ingots, which will be for sale. I'll add them to one of my larger lots, increase its size so it'll be better money for what I'm charging for it, which is a lot. Anyway, next time.